All right, we are live for another Market Update Monday here on the Arrow Title Services page, where we go live every single Monday with local realtors along the Treasure Coast of Florida here, and we talk about what's going on in the market, how things are changing, how crazy it is, as well as you get to see some current listings that are on the market right now before they're gone, and just what they're priced at, so you guys get a good idea of just what our market is looking like right now along the Treasure Coast here. We do host this every single Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's always great to tune in and hear what these local realtors have to say, because their finger is on the pulse of the real estate market here locally, and it's just always great information that they share with us. If you guys ever have any questions about what's going on, or if you have any questions while you're watching this live, feel free to drop a comment and we'll get to you and answer your question, as well as if you have any specific questions for the local realtors who are on here, you are welcome to go directly to their Facebook pages, which are linked in the description of this video, and you can actually ask them directly as well. There's always a great information on their Facebook pages as well, so whether you're buying, selling, or not right now or in the future, it's always great to just follow their pages and keep up to date with them. So with that being said, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details here, and we're going to talk about what's going on in the market right now, what these local realtors are seeing in their current market and their sphere of the world of real estate. And then we'll go into the second portion, where the second portion we talk about the current listings that they have and what those are kind of looking like in those price ranges. And then the third portion is any announcements that they have. So it's always great information all the way throughout. You can always rewatch these videos all the way back to last May or April, where we started them last year into 2020. So it's really cool to see how the market has developed over the last year with the pandemic. So let's get into the conversation about what the market is doing right now, how crazy things are, and what you guys are noticing, especially as we're entering the second quarter of 2021 already, which is insane. So Megan, why don't you start us off? What are you seeing in the market right now in your neck of the woods?
Well, it's, as we've talked about before, it's definitely a seller's market. So there's just not nearly enough inventory. We have a lot of really, really well qualified buyers. We have houses that are in really good condition, and we're getting multiple offers. I just put one under contract about a week ago. We went on the market. We went a little bit higher than I thought initially that we should list at, and we had 8 asking, either at asking price or over the asking price offers with everyone crazy terms on it and everything within the first 36 hours of being on the market. So lots and lots of activity. I know even with my buyers, I'm out trying to schedule showings for today, and about half of them were already under contract that we were going to go see. So it's definitely more of a seller's market. There's beautiful homes out there, the homes that are available. A lot of the buyers or sellers have put a lot of time and effort in and renovations in over the pandemic time, so the houses are in good condition, but there's just a lot more buyers moving into the area than we have sellers right now. So it's fast and furious, but it's fun.
Absolutely. Fun is definitely a word for it.
You just have to be creative. You got to be smart. You got to know your game, and be flexible and just roll with it. So
yeah, absolutely. And there, I've heard statistics as well that, no exact statistics are out yet on actually how many more people are moving here as before, but pre-COVID, I call it BC. Before COVID, there was 1,000 people a day coming to Florida, and that number, they're thinking has doubled or even tripled just in the last year, which is insane. And that demand has really pented up, and it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of happens. But everything you said, absolutely spot on, Meg. It's crazy to see what's out there right now. Kimberly, what are you seeing in the market right now in your neck of the woods?
Oh my goodness. I have had the opportunity to work with a few buyers lately, and it's brutal. It's truly brutal. We had to be very aggressive. Very aggressive. I did get a chance to win a bidding war for a customer. There was 12 offers, and we managed to conquer. But it's really the sellers calling the shot, and we just have to work hard with them. That the listings that I have are very popular, and yeah, there's been a couple times I've been overwhelmed with trying to get a home for a buyer, two buyers, and like I said, you have to be aggressive and you have to work hard, but it can be done, and we're doing it every day. So I still love it. I still love it.
Absolutely. No, I think that there's, being aggressive, understanding the expectations that our market needs right now, like having buyers who think that they can even like do underneath selling price right now. Like that's just not happening. And it's creating these manageable expectations for the buyers that are coming into this market, because like Megan mentioned earlier, the buyers in the market right now are more qualified than they've ever been before. Yes. The people who are able to make these like very competitive deals, it's because they have the capital, they have the money, they're able to do it. So if you're a buyer in this market, and a lot of those buyers, people aren't thinking about it. I've talked to so many people who they're like, well, the market's going to go down eventually, et cetera, et cetera. Like they're like, oh, prices are going crazy. But in the market, it's controlled by supply and demand, right? And this is how I break it down for people. I'm like, as long as there is a low supply and a high demand of people, prices are going to be going up, or they're going to continue. It's not going to drop. And we have to think about the people who are coming here, because they're coming from up north. They're coming from New York. They're coming from these big cities where they're spending tons of money on real estate over there. When they come here, it's like going to the flea market for houses. They're literally coming here and they're like, wow, $400,000 for this 5-bedroom house. Like they're like, I would get a shack maybe in California for $400,000. So it's like, you have to think about the mentality of like where we live, the type of houses that people are getting right now, and just like how they're thinking. They're thinking, wow, this is a steal. And it's unfortunate for the locals, I'd say, because the local people who are here, like they see it rising and they're like, well, maybe we can't really afford it as well. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that dynamic and how that's kind of shifting, as well as the snowbirds this season. They're probably not leaving.
And you know what the thing is, Lucy, they're coming down later. So I've been showing a lot of oceanfront condos, and it's our snowbird season it's still continuing. It's going like March, April, May. Now that a lot of the snowbirds have gotten their vaccines, they're now ready and they feel comfortable to start traveling. So the demand's still there. It's just shifted in terms of the timing. And like you said too, we're getting not only the people from the East Coast that we typically do, but we're also getting everybody from down south and Broward and Miami-Dade, and they're bringing their property values up to our area, and then add into the fact that you've got all the people that are can work remotely. So you're getting California, Texas, people today coming in from Omaha, just all different places that we wouldn't typically see. So it's kind of that perfect storm where we're still affordable and we're in Florida. So we're just getting, our demand is through the roof right now. So
absolutely. 10, 20 minutes from the beach too. So, I mean, there's not many, and, a statistic I saw the other day was like in Florida, you're never more than 60 miles from the beach. So that was like an interesting thing to think about. Like, even if you're in the middle of Florida, you're not more than 60 miles away. It's like an hour away pretty much. So it's crazy. It's definitely a place that people want to come to if they are looking for that type of escape with their remote jobs. It's crazy. And we're now, like you said, we're seeing them come from all these different places that we weren't seeing them come from before, which is exciting. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this summer ends up with all of the various people who are coming here, as well as seeing a lot of the snowbirds that I think would normally have gone back to New York because they are older. The snowbirds tend to be older. They're trying to not be in the city. They don't want to be around all these people. So now they're like, well, before it was because of cold. They didn't want to be in the cold. Now it's because of their health and the cold. So it's like this, like you said, perfect storm. And I think that that's a great way to put it. So I have the numbers here, actually. They just came out for February because the numbers for anybody watching, the numbers are about a month behind when we get them after they've been calculated. So we've got Martin County and St. Lucie County, and let's see, I got them pulled up here. So if you guys want to go over just like what these are, here's Martin County. So Kim, I know you do a lot in Martin County. If you kind of want to describe to people like what are these numbers and how they should be reading them. But there's a lot of great detail. I mean, you can't go over everything, but yeah, go ahead. What's your take on what we're looking at here?
More houses are selling. Yeah, closed sales in closed sales over 2021. It's 21% more. Median sale, of course, is up too because the prices have gone up. There's just so everything's gone up. Median days to contract is less. I mean, from 51 days to 34. I mean, the lenders, if they're getting loans, they are hustling and they're crossing every T and dotting every I. Trust me. Inventory is so much lower than last year. You know, it's like a third of it. It's down 62%. I mean, that's obvious, right? And townhouses and condos are similar. I mean, everything is up. Price is up. Closed sales is up. In days, it's pretty much the same, but the inventory is way low. These numbers just speak volumes. They really do.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well as the fact as because this compares from 2020 January or February, right, to February of this year. So, and I want to make that specific for people who are watching. So this is the month before the pandemic hit.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. Like this is right before everything shut down here in Florida, well, and in the world. And it's like, so this is like those numbers that are really going to show you the difference in what our market has made over the last year, which is just, like you said, Kimberly, insane how it's really just changed. So let's go to, do you have anything final words to say about that? Or, sorry, I didn't know if I was
I do not. I think that the numbers speak volumes. Yeah.
I always love going over numbers. And we got St. Lucie County here, which is a neighboring county to Martin County, if for some reason you don't know that already. And I know that Megan does a lot in St. Lucie County. So go ahead and, talk to us about St. Lucie County, Megan.
Yeah, so this is, like as Kimberly was saying before too, I mean, we came off February of last year was a record month. We thought that before the pandemic, I mean, these were numbers that were unheard of. So for us to be smashing even these numbers, post pandemic is pretty impressive. So you can see like in St. Lucie County, year over year, we've closed more units, about 21% more houses have been sold in the month. The median sales price has gone up 17%. So now the average or the median price for our county is $275,000, which if you've been here for a while is a great number to see. It had been drastically lower than that for many years. So that's pretty impressive to be there. And then the other thing that I like on here too is it talks about the original list price received. So it's about not, I can't really read it that well, Lucy. I think is it 98%? Is that 98%?
Yeah, it says 98.8% in 2021, and then in 2020 it says 96.7.
Okay, so this is where you have a lot of the buyers are saying, well, how should I come in? I'm used to, like in New York, we can negotiate, and we need to come in 25% below. And I think this is a great stat to show that this is on average. Sellers are getting 97, 98% of the list price. So just know that going in. Again, and I always say I provide the information, you decide, but it's a good number to see. The median days, I mean, to go down from 50, I think it was 53 down to 16 if I'm reading this. I mean, that's crazy. Basically, you're putting a property on and about 2 weeks you're fully under contract on average. So that's a crazy amount. And then what's driving all these prices is the inventory. If you look at our, inventory, we only have 907 homes available in February versus 1,800 last year. So we're half of what we had. That's what's driving up the price increase by the 17%, because we have more buyers and half the inventory that we had last year. And then for people that aren't familiar with month supply, anything that's 6 months or higher is a buyer's market. Anything 6 months or lower is a seller's market. And for us to be under 2 months supply basically means all the inventory that we have versus the buyers will be completely dried up in less than 2 months. at this pace. So it's definitely a seller's market, and even the condos and townhomes, we don't have as many in our county as in Martin County, but you can see even, the median sales price on those were $255. That's a crazy number, increased 32% over last year. And we just have to remember, these are the numbers we were up against last year were really big, huge numbers for our area. So, it's a seller's market. It's a good time to buy. It's a good time to sell. Inventory, is low, but the interest rates are still really low, which is really helpful. And I don't know about you, Kimberly, but I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. We're going to go into the spring, which is always big for families that are trying to get moved before school year starts. So I think we've got a little bit longer on this ride.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. I mean, to think about the fact that inventory has cut down in half, almost 1,900 homes to less than 1,000. Like, that's just insane. And not only that, but like Port St. Lucie is like on fire. Like, first of all, Port St. Lucie is growing very much exponentially. They have a lot more growth than Martin County does, right? Because Martin County is trying to keep it, they don't want it to be exponential growth there. As much. I mean, they're working. I've seen them working on a little bit more growth, some more communities that are coming out in Martin County, which is nice to see. But like Port St. Lucie is they're just pushing west until they hit Okeechobee, I feel like. And it's going to be interesting to see when they hit Okeechobee how that kind of meshes, because Okeechobee's a lot different than Tradition area. Like, so I'm like, I don't know how that's going to mesh, but we'll see. So yeah, it's just crazy to see these numbers, because like back in my day, really not that far long ago, in 2017, I remember when you can easily find a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Port St. Lucie for $150,000, and just see the median price go to $275. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy to just think about, like how much exponential growth there has been. And Port St. Lucie is one of the biggest cities in Florida. Actually, there's actually more people in Port St. Lucie than in Fort Lauderdale, which is crazy in itself to think about. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm born and raised in this area, and whenever I see like numbers like this, it's been very interesting to be a part of the real estate industry and see all the growth that's happened, because it's my small little town, and it's just like on fire. It's crazy. So
and Lucy, the other thing too, in St. Lucie County, I've had a couple lots come up in the last couple of weeks too, and so these are just vacant lots, 10,000 square foot lots in nice neighborhoods, but just a regular standard lot. And there's so many buyers that are having such a hard time getting under contract on an existing home. So now the growth is with all the builders, and the builders a couple of years ago were spending, $30,000 maybe for a lot. Now I'm getting in bidding wars on lots for $75,000. So it's, we're seeing it all the way across the board, from existing homes, new construction, lots. People are trying to find any way to get into the house.
Yeah, they're like, give me a lot, I'll throw a shed on it until I can purchase a house. And my shed will still be cheaper than California's shed. Oh God. Yeah, no, it really is crazy seeing those lot prices go up to $60,000 and $100,000 like these lots are going for. So it really is crazy, but also at the same time, anybody who's buying right now, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just going to wait for the market to go down or whatever it might be. But this area is growing, and I don't think anytime soon, like this area isn't going to get less popular. Like, it's not like people aren't going to automatically be like, yeah, I don't like it there anymore. You know what I mean? People have to think towards the future and how like big areas end up being big areas. Like, they all got to start somewhere, right? And I mean, if you compare it, but we have this little niche here that I like to call it, and it's just like this little slice of paradise. It's turning into a little bit of a big city, but at the same time, it's not, because it's very small town vibes. Everybody knows everybody. You go down to the downtowns and you get to know. It's very close knit, I'd say. So it's going to be interesting to see how 2021 lands here at the end of the year, and it's going to be interesting to watch back to these videos too and see how they compare too. So I really appreciate you guys coming on here and just sharing your big brains in real estate and what's going on, because it's just cool to talk about the different facets that are changing on a day-to-day basis here. Even having these weekly meetings, things are changing on a daily basis. Like, some people might think, oh, weekly video, like, isn't it the same? No, it's changing all the time. Like, interest rates are going up a little bit, but they're still astronomically low. So it's really cool to see. Now we are going to go to the second portion of this, which we get to now see what's on the market. What are these houses looking like? How are the prices looking for certain homes? Katie comes on here and she talks about tip-top dollar for tip-top shape, right? So, that phrase is definitely, something that is very relevant to our market right now. So it's always interesting to see the actual homes and how those prices vary. So, Megan, would you like to share with us what listing you currently have so that we can see what's on the market right now?
Sure. So I'm just going to share with you a lot because all the other houses that I have keep going under contract.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, lots of They're not making more land.
Yeah. So this is kind of a unique property. Let's see. Can you guys see it now?
Yep.
Okay. So this is out of the Treasure Coast Air Park. So this is just directly west of Tradition. If you're not familiar with it, we were talking earlier about how quickly, the growth is out west. There actually is a dirt road that we're just waiting for it to be paved, and then it'll connect out to Tradition. But this lot is listed for $325,000. It's 6.8 acres, and it's buildable on over 4 acres. So it's in a nice, you can see over on the right-hand side is the grass runway. So if you're a pilot, you can, private pilot, use that. It's partially cleared. It has a wetland in the back. The community has about half of the community are pilots. The other people are just like to have space, or they work on their cars or their campers and RVs. So you can kind of see the layout here, but it's a great lot, beautifully treed, tons of space, kind of a blank canvas, listed for $325,000. So it's a 6,000 foot grass runway, and there's the wetlands in the back. So a nice, beautiful view that they can never build on in the survey. So that's over at Treasure Coast Air Park, over at lot 28 Skymaster Street here in Port St. Lucie.
Wow, what a unique lot right there. Like, that's a cool opportunity. I always love when the wetlands are included in there too, because then nobody can build behind you, and you're just that's golden right there. You don't have to deal with people. Love that. Thanks for sharing that, Megan. And always good to see the lots too, because like you were saying, those lots, they're very competitive right now, and hey guys, they're not making more land. So
right, and to really truly to be in a community and pay $325 for 6+ acres, it's that's
a steal. I think that's a steal when you can get a lot like their individual quarter-acre lots going for $60,000 to $100,000. So definitely a great deal. Thanks so much for showing us that, Megan. All right, and we're going to go to Kimberly. Kimberly, show us what you got on the market right now. What are things looking like?
Let's see. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing this right.
Yep, so click share and then click the share screen and then click share again. There it is.
Okay, so do you see
go ahead
my...
and click over. Yeah, click over to the flyer. There you go.
There you go. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is in Parkside, which is in Palm City. Beautiful villa. It's like 1,600 square foot. It's the Vasta pre-model. It's designed by an interior decorator professional, and so there's all kinds of little tweaks in it. It's beautiful. One of the things that we love to see is the same flooring throughout, and it's just everything has been redone, and it's truly beautiful. I don't know if you're familiar with the Devasta villa, but it's basically 2 suites. The front bedroom and bath, you can pull the door, and that could be a suite, and of course the master. Gorgeous granite, beautiful tiling, great storage, great laundry. I mean, it's a small community. It's not, some big monster where you got, it's not dated, very convenient to everything you could possibly need and want. It's 349.9, and please give me a call because it's not going to be around long.
Yeah, absolutely. With this hot market, something as beautiful as that, no,
Yeah.
not gonna last long.
Right.
Love it. Well, I love getting to see the actual things that are on the market right now, just because it gives you an idea of what those price points are like, what you can get for your money. I mean, like we were saying, a house like that in another part of the country here is definitely going to go for way more money than that. So it's really cool to see just like how those prices are laying out. So I appreciate you guys coming on here to showcase those. If you guys are tuning in just now, make sure that you guys re-listen to the conversation we had earlier about what the market was going through, as well as we talked about the St. Lucie County numbers and the Martin County numbers. Each of these local realtors gave their expertise on just what's going on, as well as they just showcased some listings that they currently have. It's great to get a well-rounded idea of like what's going on right now so that you can better understand how our market is kind of shifting right now. So I really appreciate you guys showcasing and sharing that information. We're going to go into the announcements portion now. And again, if you guys are watching, feel free to reach out to the local realtors if you have any questions at all about the properties that they had showcased or anything that they said. You can go ahead and message them on Facebook or just follow their Facebook pages in general. You can always replay and rewatch these videos on our YouTube channel, Arrow Title Services, as well. So we are going to go to the announcement section because these amazing realtors always have things up and coming and great things to just keep an eye out for. So we're going to go to Megan first. Megan, what do you have coming up for us?
I do have a new listing. It'll probably be listed after Easter. It's over in Newport Isles, and it's one of their the townhomes over there, which are fantastic. So we're going to list it for about $219 is what we decided on. But it's a 3-bedroom with a loft. It's over 2,100 square feet, 2.5 bathrooms. And it's really nice. Granite and stainless steel appliances in a nice little backyard. So that's a nice community. It's right off of Gatlin, easy access to 95, and that loft upstairs is a whole nother living room. It's a great, very fine. So that'll be after Easter.
That sounds awesome and beautiful. I can't wait. I love coming soons because then it makes people come back to go see them. If we can have the ability to catch a Monday where it's not already sold.
Right.
I love that. Thank you, Megan, for telling us about that, as well as that's why I love when we're talking about these coming soons. It's like if you go to the realtors pages, usually they're able to post about coming soons maybe a day or so beforehand. But even just hearing, them talk about it, it's always great to keep an eye on that, because if it sounds like something you might want, you can reach out to Megan and, get that information and maybe coordinate something. So love it, Megan. Thank you. All right. We're going to go to Kim. What do you have coming up, Kimberly, to share with us?
Well, I actually do have a condo in High Point in Fort Pierce that is for sale. And just before this broadcast, I got it reduced because it's a second floor and a 55 and older. It's all been redone. I mean, it's really beautiful, a beautiful tile throughout. The bathroom's redone. The kitchen's redone. It's just marvelous. It's got impact windows. So anyway, we just reduced to $139, and I do have one coming up in there after Easter. That is a villa. It has all been redone to full renovation, and it is gorgeous. So just give me a call.
Love it. Love it. No, I think that's going to be a high point too. Usually right after the holidays, people start to list their homes and such, which is a good point to bring up because people want to spend their family time in the house, and then they're like, okay, bye, I'm done, like moving on to wherever they're going. So it's always stressful to do something like selling a home like right before a holiday, and then just like all of the condemnable. So people usually wait till after. So that's a good point to bring up, especially with Easter coming on the rise. Like, I can't even believe it's almost March or April. But see, I don't even know.
You are beginning.
You really can't believe it's April.
I don't know what day, month, or year it is. What's going on?
We're here.
We're here. We're somewhere. Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for all the valuable information you guys have brought to this. I love hearing from the local realtors in our area just about everything that's going on and the things you guys have coming up. It's always very exciting. And I do encourage anyone who's watching this, make sure that you guys reach out to these local professionals. Go at least follow their Facebook pages, because they have taken time out of their day to share with you guys what's going on in the market. It is a crazy market right now. Everybody is super busy, but the ones who show up and give their time to be able to showcase this with you guys, it's because they care and they want to make sure you guys are getting the best information. There's so much information out there on the market right now, and it's just insane. So like, you don't want to be navigating this alone. Use a local professional that is going to help guide you through this crazy market and make sure that you guys are taken care of. And any of the local professionals who come on here will do just that. I know it. So thank you guys for coming on here. Always appreciated by Arrow Title. And we also, if you guys are tuned in just now, we just had an amazing live video. Make sure you guys rewatch it. If you're not rewatching it on Facebook, go rewatch it on our YouTube channel, Arrow Title Services, and you will not just be disappointed with the information that we talked about today. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. We hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, week, month, year. We will see you guys next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Market Update Monday with local realtors, as well as on Thursdays, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a Thursday's Top Tips in Real Estate, where we talk about the buying side of things with local realtors and lenders. So if you guys haven't tuned into a Thursday yet, make sure you guys do. Always great information, and we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you guys for coming on here, and
Thanks, Stacy.
bye.